Elvis thinks you're a great guy, Red told Sonny. But he figures you cuss too much. Always cussing. Saying goddamn and calling everybody a son of a bitch. They both laughed. But as Sonny became closer, much closer, he realized that for Elvis the word son of a bitch held a particularly deep insult. If Priscilla Presley was, as Red points out, one of the two people whom Presley ever loved, then the other was his mother, Gladys Presley. And Sonny relates, it was as if the word was immediate insult to his mother, and, man, that was treading on dangerous ground with Elvis. It was in 1963 that Sonny saw the word trigger an uncontrollable flash of temper. By then, Presley was making an estimated $3 million a year, and his spending habits had reached exotic proportions. His film commitments meant he was spending more time in Hollywood. Along with a mind-boggling fleet of cars, Presley rented, and later bought, some of the best and most stylish houses that Tinseltown had to offer. One in particular that he rented was in Bel Air, on Bellagio Road. It was the kind of house that poor Memphis kids dreamed about when they flipped ravenously through movie magazines. Elvis was particularly generous with his hospitality. His houses were continual halfway stops for his cronies and the ever-faithful band of Southerners who had been dubbed by the press the Memphis Mafia. If he liked you, you were in. And when Elvis liked, there were no half measures. Clothes, parties, Cadillacs were all part of the accoutrements of being a friend. In return, he demanded blind loyalty and a faith that whatever he did was right. On this particular night, one that is indelibly imprinted in Sonny's mind, Elvis held open house. The place was made for fun and games. Apart from its lavish furnishings, there was a special party room that contained every conceivable kind of pinball game. In the center of the room was a large competition-sized pool table. The room was on a lower level. Steps from the games room took you into a gigantic living room. Sonny knew there were going to be a few of the boys around throwing an impromptu party. The final filming for Fun in Acapulco was over, and everybody was winding down. I was at the International House of Pancakes down on the Strip, and I picked up on these two pretty girls. One of the girls later became quite a well-known actress, and the other one, let's call her Judy, which is not her real name, was a sweet little thing. I think she is probably married now, so I don't want to embarrass her by identifying her. Anyway, I took them up to the house, and there is a whole thing going on up there. Depending on what sort of mood he is in, Elvis on one of these nights just might say hello to everybody and go straight to bed. Other nights he wouldn't even come down at all. But if he was looking around for a little action, he would talk some gal for a while and then take her upstairs for some action. On this night, Elvis didn't seem to be doing any of those things. He was pretty tired and seemed a bit agitated. I walked in and gave him a big hello. He wanted me to play pool with him. Now I had these ladies with me, but when Elvis wants you to do something, you do it. So I left these two little gals to all the other vultures up there and started to play pool with Elvis. After a while we started playing hand pool with two other guys at the party. Elvis's mood was not being helped by the fact that he was muffing about every second shot. As in all these cases, I got a bit dense, knowing that Elvis can flash in these situations. What made me more worried was the fact that there were a lot of people there. Lots of chicks, and I was scared he would do something in front of them all. Sonny's intuition was shockingly accurate. By this time, little Judy had gotten a bit bored with the party. The man she had come in with, Sonny, seemed too busy playing pool to take any notice of her. She decided to leave. Anyway, Elvis is just about to hit a shot, and little old Judy comes down the steps into the games room. She called to him, I think I'd better be leaving now. Sonny, could you move your car please? It's blocking mine and I can't get out. Sonny replied, yup, hon. Just a minute. Elvis slowly rose from the table where he was about to hit a shot. Sonny, what in the hell does she want? Sonny shrugged. Nothing, boss. She just wants me to move my car so she can get out. That didn't satisfy Elvis. Whoa, there. Hell, man. You're playing pool. Let her get someone else to move the damn car. 99 Judy flushed with embarrassment. She had never met Elvis, although she admired him. And now here he was telling her to go to blazes. Judy replied, look, I'm sorry. I just don't know anyone else here. That's why I asked Sonny. And, Sonny, if you just move it, I'll leave. I'm sorry to bother you. Judy looked like she wanted to jump into a hole somewhere. Elvis Presley's eyes narrowed. He pulled himself upright and his lips curled back. Sonny knew the signs. God damn it. Elvis yelled. God damn it. Didn't you hear what I said? Get someone else to move it. Judy had endured enough embarrassment and she flared in return. Go to hell, you son of a bitch. That did it. It happened very fast. He took that pool cue in his fist, Sonny recalls. Then, like he was throwing a spear, he just leaned back and threw it right at her across the pool table. She had no time to duck. The sharp end of the pool cue bored right into her body. It hit her just above the nipple of the left breast. She didn't scream. It was more like a sharp little gasp, and she crumpled backwards on the floor. Sonny dashed around the table to where Judy lay on the ground. Judy, you okay, hon? Sonny was worried. She was very pale, and she was lying there sobbing very quietly. Her face was whiter than vanilla ice cream. I was scared something bad had happened. It was a hell of a blow. When Sonny yelled out and asked Judy whether she was all right, Presley picked up another cue and replied, "Hell yes, she's all right. It was just one of those dramatic falls. Drag her ass out of here." Sonny picked up the quietly sobbing Judy in his arms, carried her up the steps to the upper level of the den and laid her gently on a couch. A hush had fallen over the party. Everybody seemed embarrassed. Elvis called for Sonny to get back to the pool table. She was hurting, Sonny recalled. Her face was all screwed up with pain, and she was sobbing. Jesus, I felt awful. I talked to her, trying to calm her down, but she was hurting and she was mad, and I didn't blame her for being mad. She looked up at Sonny and repeated, "That son of a bitch, why did he do that? I never did anything to him. He needn't have done that." She was holding her breast and sobbing. "Gee, hon," said Sonny, "I'm sorry that happened. I know he didn't mean it. It was just one of those reaction things, you know. It was temper. He didn't mean it. It's gonna be all right." Sonny was angry at himself. Here he was covering for Elvis for what he thought was a particularly brutal act. If any other man had done it in Sonny's presence, he would have dismembered him. Then, recalls Sonny, she started talking about suing Elvis. "I was worried about that in the back of my mind. She had every damn right to sue him. I told her not to be silly. She should forget about it. Then I very gently told her that she was in his house, and she did insult him, and there were a lot of his friends around as witnesses, and then I said, 'Who do you think they're gonna stand up for?'" Judy was steaming. "I don't care who they will stand up for. I'm going to sue him. He deserves it." Sonny felt ashamed of himself. That really wasn't his style. Here was this little girl, victim of a sudden, sadistic flash of temper, and he was trying to talk her out of suing. "I wouldn't have blamed her a bit," he says, "but I was so locked into Elvis. It was second nature for me to stand up for him, even when I knew he was very wrong. We had all brainwashed ourselves into that way of thinking." Judy got up and left. She never did file a suit. Sonny went back to the den after Judy left. He was angry at Presley. He scowled across the pool table at his boss, who had now calmed down and was obviously feeling guilty. He was trying to justify his actions. No way would he have said he was wrong, according to Sonny. "Look, Sonny," he said, "if she had hit me or called me a bastard or told me to go fuck myself, it would have been okay." Sonny scowled. "Hey, man, that little gal is hurting. There was no need to do that. She just wanted me to move the damn car." Elvis was insistent that he had a right to do what he did. Then he said sheepishly, "Well, man, she shouldn't have called me a son of a bitch. That ain't right. Doctors report that a particularly severe blow in the sensitive region of the breast can trigger a massive ailment, a tumor reaction, a cyst or a blood clot." Soon after the pool cue incident, Sonny bumped into Judy on the strip in Hollywood. She was still very annoyed at what had happened. "I apologized to her because it was a bad deal and I quite liked her. I felt responsible because I brought her to the place. Anyway, I don't know whether it's true or not, but she told me that the pool cue had damaged some nerves in the left breast. The nipple of her left breast had dropped lower than the right breast nipple. Damn, that made me angry. She was a pretty little thing with a cute little figure. Son of a bitch, that made me angry."